Hey guys, and welcome to another Warriors Den recap for April 6th. For those of you who are unaware of what this is, basically once a week the For Honor devs put together a show over on Twitch where they address community issues, answer questions, show new content of the week, and discuss current and future updates. After last week's Come to Jesus meeting on Thursday, it seems like they will continue to host the show on Thursdays now at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. It used to be a 2-hour show with a lot of nothing and the devs playing online with viewers, but now it's been streamlined into about a 30-minute-ish show where they only discuss things that the community is actually interested in. Anyway, in case you missed today's show, here's a quick recap of all the things they discussed. They started off by mentioning that after yesterday's re-release of the Riverfort map, they were happy to state that everything seems to be working out just fine. If you were unaware, they yanked both of the Viking maps a few weeks back due to data showing that they were the cause of a handful of stability issues. As of yesterday, both maps have returned to matchmaking. Apparently, AFK farming is still an issue, since they moved into a small discussion on how they are still combating the war on cheaters. After today's update, they claim AFK farming is no longer possible on PC. Oh, today's update, PC players received patch 1.05 today. This is a huge rebalance and bug fix patch. I'll leave a link in the description below and have a video out later today going over all of these as well. Console players will have to wait for Sony and Microsoft to approve the certification before this patch launches on their systems. They announced the new content of the week, and it will be another round of emotes, one new emote per hero. The faction war was brought up in regards to it being in critical state. If the Samurai win this round, they will seal the W for the season. If the Knights do not win this round, they have sealed their fate with a big fat L. Ugh. So an alliance between the Vikings and Knights were teased. We'll see what happens. Roman, one of the game directors, briefly mentions some of the many things in today's updates. Berserker's Phantom Attack is now fixed. The Nobushi Bleed exploit is now fixed. If you have been having issues using the Steam controller, hopefully they will work better after today. Chat is now set to all chat by default in dual mode matches. Damien, another game director, went over other changes like boosts in elimination game modes will now spawn 20 seconds after the match begins, and it will take 1 second longer to acquire the boost to allow more combat instead of just running around while being chased and freely being able to pick up every boost in the map. They found that skirmish matches were taking longer to finish than they intended, so they upped the score earned for numerous actions in the match in order to help speed up matches. For those of you who play custom matches, they added a feature that will limit one of each hero per match if desired. This is an option and not a static change. Last week there was a ton of talk regarding rebalancing of gear stats, specifically focusing on revenge. Well, in today's update, there are a lot of revenge nerfs. Another big change to the game is the tweak to the order system. Going forward, you will no longer be required to play PvP or PvE in order to finish or complete each order. Every order will allow you to play either PvP or against AI. They also announced that this weekend will be another community event, and this time it will focus on the dual game mode. They then decided to go over a few of the rebalancing changes that occurred in today's update. They didn't go over everything, just a few random changes here and there, more like filler for the show. Again, I'll have a link in the description below for the full notes, and a video out later going over everything as well. We learned that Peacekeeper's zone attack now has a greater recovery time after it is blocked. Kensei's sidelight attacks were sped up and they reduced a handful of his recovery times. The Berserker's infinite combo is now easier to pull off, but they increased the stamina consumption of it. They also improved his deflect in hopes that people will start to utilize it more often. The Conqueror's shield bash should be easier to punish, and they nerfed some aspect of his all block ability. His heavy attack received a small damage increase so that he'd be able to actually kill someone at low health stalemate battles. Also, as a general update to all heroes, a handful of increased recovery times were implemented in order to prevent so many of the free guard breaks. If you play Raider or Shigoki and feel a little left out in this update, don't worry, you should expect to see some big changes in the next update. For those of you who like to see visual graphs and such, they for the first time displayed data regarding MMRs and a dual win percentage matrix. Here's the graph showing all of the MMU ratings and where the community's population lies. This is the dual win percentage matrix for MMU ratings 12 through 21. And here is the dual win percentage matrix for MMU ratings above 21. These are the best of the best players. If you're curious what the green and red means on the graphs, red means that their percentage is outside of 45% and 55%, meaning either too powerful or too weak, and green is their general consensus as a balanced matchup. They reconfirmed that they do in fact take into consideration the community feedback, tournaments, streams, and YouTube videos when they make changes to the game, and they ended up on letting us know that they will be hosting another community workshop, I believe, next week sometime. They did this once already, and what this is an event where they invite some of the top players, streamers, and YouTubers to go to their facility and play test new content and discuss future changes. Tom Clancy's The Division has done this a few times, and the outcomes have been super positive, so I'm a little excited to hear that they are doing this as well. And that pretty much wrapped up the show. There were a few questions from chat that they addressed, one being the concern of Xbox's degradation to service, and they responded in saying that they are working alongside Microsoft to address this. In my experience, since Xbox's launch of their latest OS update, a handful of their games have been experiencing issues, not just For Honor. Another question was, will neutral colors eventually be available in all modes? And they basically said, quote unquote, no, for obvious reasons. Red team is red team, blue team is blue team, orange team is or team. You don't need to have a blue member on the red team. It just doesn't make sense. Away jerseys are away jerseys. Home jerseys are home jerseys. Anyway, that's it for me. Stick around for more For Honor info, and I'll catch you all in the next one.